who is Cam Newton if Cam Newton could never play the game again?
Couldn't wait, right? Bro, I'm a trailblazer. I'm an opportunist. And I'm a chameleon. You put me in the jungle, I'm gonna be a lion. You put me in the ocean, I'm gonna be a shark. You feel me? You put me in the business room, I'm gonna be an executive. And life taught me that. Being isolated from the fortune and the fame, it taught me how to adapt. Having things, you kind of grow to say, okay, I like this type of lifestyle. But the thing with this lifestyle that you have to understand, you have to adapt to certain things. The thing that you asked me what I was doing at 24. The thing that I was into at 24, I'm not into when I'm 33. I have 7 children. I take every opportunity to share my story. And when you start having children, those smiles on their faces is just like, Daddy, look, Daddy, look. When I was 22, I didn't know if I even needed that validation. So I could be in the airport with my children. I could be out to dinner with my family. I could be wherever in day-to-day life. And I say to myself, or somebody may come up to me and they say, yo, Cam, can I get a picture? And I'd be like, bro, not right now, bro. I'm daddy right now. And if they were to reply, but it's just real quick. It's not gonna take us long. I'm like, bro, I'm daddy. If they leave there saying to themselves, man, Cam, it is what it is. Like, damn, I just asked for a picture. But to me, it's like, that doesn't matter because my son knows that I'm present with him. I'm giving him my time. I'm giving him my energy. Because to the world, yeah, Cam Newton, Superman, all that dab. But to him, I'm trying to build a strong individual man amongst others, just like I'm trying to raise my daughters too. So I couldn't even tell you where my national championship ring is. I could care less where my Heisman Trophy is. I could care less where my first check of the NFL was. What I do care about is, how did I make people feel? So I felt the passion when you stood up, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I ever wanted. Like, when I play football or when I do Funky Friday, I want people to look through and say, whether I like them or hate them, I still know it's genuine. And if I'm able to give my genuine energy to a person, they say like, damn, bro, like, I love that about him. Because I'm not changing. I done been faced with I done been broke as before. I done been rich as before too. And I choose rich over anything. But to what degree? What did I sell? Did I sell my soul? I'm still my same self where it's like, I don't care how much that car costs. I don't care how much that experience costs. If I'm not able to share it with people who I love and adore, it's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? I done overpaid for experiences and not paid for experiences, not because of the price point, but just the exposure. And I think that's what maturity has taught me.
How do you have confidence? Not just confidence, but how do you have so much confidence in being yourself, being where you're from, to be a chameleon when I'm sure it's hard, even to have to play a role as a quarterback, or even have to be, because that was a big thing that I remember watching you was, everybody would talk about all this.
Right.
Like the dad, they hate, man, look, how do you have so much confidence to say that this is who I am and it won't change? I'll express this because I'm sure it didn't start when you got to the NFL. I'm sure it started in your community first.
It started in a dark place. All right, I found myself in junior college. And what junior college taught me is alienation is not a bad thing. A lot of people are in this noisy world, but they can't find solitude, right? Before I even came out, I meditated because I just want to make sure I check my energy, all right? And I have to identify like, I'm not okay. I'm thinking about something that has nothing to do with Vic, has nothing to do with the set, but I'm tapping into myself. And I think what taught me confidence is being boldly transparent with yourself, because you can never tell me something that I haven't already told myself. Everybody whether they see this, can never say Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, whatever, Molly Karam. Like, they could never, Stephen A., they could never tell me something that I haven't questioned or said to myself. So once I talk to myself, not in third person, but in first person, and say, yo, bro, like, they saying you washed up. Damn, bro, they saying that you can't throw it. They saying you inaccurate. I've already told myself that, and I use that as fuel to say, bro, you gotta be better. So when I'm going through these different stages of my life, very vulnerable stages where nobody really can cope with it, and I'll even tell you this, it's like, I had to raise myself. And that's a different type of feeling. Like, I was the first millionaire in my whole city, really. Not even in my last name, like my city. And for a long time, it's a lot of people that, you know, you in Atlanta now, it's like you see people got money. But it's like the type of money that I see and I have, it's like, bro, you gotta protect that. So who can I go to when I'm like, yo, partner, hey, man, I just got hit with 175,000. And guess what? Next week I'm gonna get 225,000. Bro, I just got a sign-up bonus of $6 million motherfucking dollars. They gonna send me 3.2 mil next week. Who can you go to when they can't cope with you? So I had to raise myself with that. So as I'm growing, and when I first got into the league, nobody looked like me. The bold, it was Michael Vick, it was Donovan McNabb, but I was unapologetically myself. So the Peyton Mannings, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Bradys, that's who they worship, and they still do, and rightfully so.
How hard is it for you to find mentorship through your journey as things are elevating, and you're not just elevating in terms of like, oh, you're making a lot of money, but you're starting to experience things that not a lot of people can experience. Mm-hmm. And that goes for everybody, because everybody is going through something that is very unique to their life.
Right.
How do you find your outlet to either get your advice or to cope with these things as new things are happening to you that you've never been through?
Man, everybody's different, but you have to identify what's your reset button. What's your boiling point and what's your reset? So like when you having anxiety and I'm praying for Jamie Foxx, right?
Praying for Jamie Foxx, man. Pull through Jamie for real.
You know, just had a stroke. But I use that as an example where anybody who's going through stress, we deal with it differently. Like I need to be alienated from everything. My children, my family, my everything. I just go on walks and I don't even really like listening to music. I just listen to ambient sounds because it grounds me again, right? I take my shoes off and I'm one of those guys that just like, bro, I want to feel the earth. Like, God, I want to show so much gratitude in this type of moment. And once you find out that boiling point, now you have to also find out what's your reset button.
I just took my first break in my life.
You know what I'm saying?
I had my first real breakdown and took my first real break. I haven't done I just did my first public haircut. It's been 4 months. I waited till April to do it. Like I had to take that break, just like you saying.
But that's important.
It's important. I know how important it is now.
No,
I couldn't
talk.
see it, bro. I couldn't see it.
Like people
I'm trying to make it, man.
People need charge. And when your battery is red, first off, when your battery is yellow, you have to start identifying it like, okay, I got about 60 miles until I'm empty. I got about 3 or 4 days until I'm gonna go crazy, right? Once you know that, you can start warranting yourself to protect yourself. And like I say now, I protect myself from people. I gotta protect my energy. And I gotta make sure when I come on stage, I have to make sure when I went out there on the field that I was in that right frame of mind to put on a performance, whether good, bad, or indifferent, I can go to sleep at night.
Is your pregame for football different than your pregame now? And let's say like, all right, boom, Kim, you got a big media opportunity and you got a big game. Mm-hmm. Does your pregame for things that you do now in your career as far as, oh, I'm gonna go close this deal, is it the same pregame or how does your pregame adapt?
It runs vertical to itself, right? Like, and even when I was playing, when I first wake up, that was that was my tap into myself way, right? I would listen to, meditation music. I'm big on faith, big on religion. I'm Christian. And I would listen to gospel music, and I would tap into like just the gratitude, like, Father God, I just want to thank you for this platform that you've given me. I don't want to ever take this day to not give you all the praise and glory. And let today turn out how you want it, not me. I'm just a vessel, you know what I mean? And then as I'm going to the stadium, or as I'm like taking on that type of energy, because you take on the fans' energy, right? Cam, blah, 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 blah.
Do you start taking the energy as soon as you walk in?
Oh, of course.
Are you ready? Okay, so when you hit the stadium, you're already ready.
I'm locked in. But now that music genre changes to like, bro, I can get dark real quick. And a lot of people don't know, like, I have anger issues. I don't show it. That's not cool for me to show it. And I think it's immature sometimes. But when we would lose, everybody would say, man, Cam is so loser. But I've always battled with, like, I'm mad, like rage. Like, I don't give a f about you.
When you lose though?
Like, I'm a competitive person.
Where's it coming from though? Like, where's the anger at?
I felt nobody's doing what I was doing, but I was playing in a team sport that had so many determining factors, right? So if I was a tennis player, if I was a track runner, if I was a boxer, it's easy for me to put more on me.
I did individual sports. Mm-hmm. I never played football in my life. I never played basketball. I'm not on the team.
Right.
I only ran track, cross country, which is like cross country team, all team sport, but individual. Like, bro, I'm running, and I competed for boxing. So, I ran cross country. That was my main sport in boxing. You running by yourself. Nobody's running for you. Nobody's getting in the ring either for me and punching for me.
Right.
Like, there's no. We always joke on the football players and the basketball players because there's no bench even in cross country. Like, as soon as that gun hit and you gotta run 3.2 miles as fast as you can. That bell ring, coach can't hold no mitts no more. Like, nobody is. No headgear. I mean, there's headgear, but it's like, hey, it's loose. So individual sport for me was my thing. So I can't even fathom what it would feel like to I'm so team evolved now. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the competitive space.
Right.
I work in a isolation, I would say, for myself. So
I'll tell you this. So it's no different than sports to actual real life, because I've lost games off of somebody else's mistake. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't look at it like someone else's mistake, right?
You can't. But that's what I'm saying. There's so many different determining factors of that. That's the negative. The positive is I've won also on somebody's greatness. So I'll give you an example. When I was in Carolina, the first game of the 2016 year, Graham Gano missed the field goal. And that was the kickoff game for the Denver Broncos. It was kind of going to be like the payback, right? Because we lost the Super Bowl that year. Yeah. He missed a field goal, right? So that's, you're relying on somebody else to, the outcome of the game.
Wow.
But also, I'll say this, that same kicker, that same player, he kicked a 63-yard game winner versus the New York Giants, I think like a year after that.
But he missed for you, though.
But he missed one game. He missed one game, but he made another kick that made us win. So it's like, you got to weigh it all. It's team.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't just throw on him and be
on a one situation, it's like.
Right, because he won us the game too. So even in life, like now I'm looking at my team now, I'm like, I got VJ, I got Waldo, I got Ashe, I got Peggy, I got BG. I'm like, these are my linemen, these are my receivers, these are my quarterbacks, these are my running backs. And even though they may have a bad day one day, you can't just say, man, to hell with Peggy, like he don't get it. Get rid of him, right? Because you got to pour into people. I love people, and I'll try to teach them everything through what I've seen, and I have to have discernment to know, Cam, shut up, listen, right? And if I'm not in that headspace to receive, I have to remove myself so I can come back and receive.